This is a presentation on Charlie Connor's CDC design 3D printed buckjumper bodies, which are designed to fit a specific ready-to-run Terrier chassis, which was used by Daypole and then subsequently by Hornby. When Hornby retooled that chassis from their stock number R3767, it would no longer fit this kit. So you need to have a Daypole or Hornby Terrier chassis. The Hornby needs to be earlier than R3767 so that it will fit. Before the body is fitted to the chassis, I decided to add weight. So I added some weight wrapped in plasticine inside the boiler for additional weight. And then although the body fits the chassis well, I did make sure the fixing holes were okay. Some of them did need carefully hand drilling out to make them more usable. And I used a 1.5mm drill bit to do that with a hand pin vise. Do not use an electric drill on these materials. They are too fragile, too soft to be used with an electric drill, in my opinion. So then I gently prized off the tight-fitted cab roof, and I was very careful not to damage the edges. Once again, I placed tiny pieces of weight deep in the plasticine, doesn't matter what color plasticine at this point, in the coal bunker to help balance the weight already added to the boiler. You need to be very careful with the fine molded bunker rails when you do this. I warmed a little black plasticine in my hand and separated it into two pieces, very gently covering the weights or sandwiching the weights over with the black layer filling. The coal bunker, obviously you can vary the level to whatever you want, but do not press too hard or overfill it, because again you have to be respectful of the material that's used here. It's not over fragile, but you need to respect it. Make a soft little black plasticine mounting range using the handle of a needle file. I found that very useful. Also a small flat bladed screwdriver. And then add coal dust to the black plasticine. Gently tamp the dust down into the soft black plasticine, again using the handle of a Swiss file or a flat blade of a small screwdriver. Make sure the plasticine is fully covered so that you see as little of it as possible. It will not stay soft and will harden in time. As you can see here, it does look pretty convincing, and I have found that very useful technique to use in coal wagons as well, to add weight and the cold effect at the same time. So just use the sharp edge of a scalpel to make the fixing points for the roof a little clearer, but don't overdo it. Just gently take away a little bit of the material to allow for glazing the spectacles, and if you have a J68, the side windows too, but mostly the spectacles, of course, and allowing for the glazing to settle properly in place, and the roof to settle properly in place rather. Now buy the most important person in your life a box of gold nutty truffle things, and you may find some nice thin glazing to use in the process. Cut 4 pieces of glazing, 6 if you're working a J68, because you need an extra pair for the side windows. And then score 1mm apart vertical lines on 2 parallel lines on 2 pieces of glazing for the rear cab windows to represent the glazing bars that prevent the coal breaking the glass, if you would like to. I now use clear household E6000 adhesive for fixing when I'm working on 3D printed models, and especially for glazing in all models, because it's clear and you can peel it back if you put too much on, and it is in fact removable while at the same time being very strong. Very useful product in my view. So when I first mounted the Terrier chassis to the body, I felt it needed to be moved a little bit back. I felt it was a little bit too far forward as supplies for visual effect because of the difference in the wheels and the wheelbase. So I actually moved it slightly back and removed the front coupling, which was then remounted on a forward chassis extension. and you can see the description here. It's basically cut a strip of 8mm wide plastic card and take 3mm off and drill 2 holes in for the screws, and 1mm, that's number 76 drill in the old language, 1mm each from each end as well. So you have to be a bit careful with this, but basically you can reattach the coupling, use the extra piece of plastic you've cut off to reinforce between the 2 screws, and fix it using E6000 impact adhesive. I use that now rather than cyanoacrylate or super glue when it comes to 3D models, 3D printed models, because I don't find it has such an effect on the chemistry of the 3D material that's used, and also it's strong, and it gives you room to move it before it goes off, and even after it's actually dried you can peel back any excess. It's very, very good for using for the glazing as well. So the coupling is fixed in place from underneath the plate, so you fix it from underneath the plate, and then the height should be okay, but of course you do still need to check. So as you can see, this is a J69, and the wheels seem to look much more comfortable there to me, even though you could argue they're a little further back, but I think they look better that way. The J68, similarly, the identical arrangement, but with the extra glazing pieces, of course. Painted the clack valve pipes copper and the clack valve itself brass. That makes quite a difference in appearance on locomotives, by the way. And then we had the Liverpool Street pilots that Charlie made, CDC have made, and they are part finished and lined with and numbered and everything. I did add some extra details and the underframe livery with lining out the footsteps, the buffer beams, and the underneath of the soul bar there. I did not learn the wheels. Thought I better cut my losses there. I don't think I'm really up to that at my age. So the dark blue, unique blue locomotive, it used to be said to be Great Eastern blue, but we now know that is not the case. Great Eastern blue was actually considerably lighter than that. But that was the British Railways representative of that era, and of course very beautiful it is too. And here are the 3 with the J68 in the middle with the side windows in the cab. Plenty of detail on the top of these mouldings or prints. And there we have the 3 sitting on the layout. I will freely admit I am not a fine scale modeler. This is based on a ready to run chassis, and it's sitting on Pico Code 100 track with the old hook and bar coupling still present on my stock. Here you see all 5 while they were being worked on, and I think they are really quite a nice little fleet. The baggage car behind on the left is actually an etched brass model, but I believe Bachmann are just about to produce this baggage car design. It's a 1950 design. They were made in Stratford, and they are 6-wheelers. I don't know if they were the last 6-wheel rolling stock to be made, but it wouldn't surprise me. And as I say, they're available shortly from Bachmann on pre-order at the moment. Thank you for watching, and please check out my video presentation on my entire Buckjumper collection, because since this was put together originally before the voiceover, I now have of course acquired some Acura scale as well. So this video I refer to here refers to my entire Buckjumper collection of wheels, mainline, stroke paletoy, CDC and Acura scale Buckjumpers. You can reach me as Stephen David, but please look for the Kingfish icon, because I'm not the only Stephen David on Meta Facebook, and you can contact me through there. You can also email me at stephen_duig@yahoo.com if you have any questions. That's stephen_duig@yahoo.com. Hope you've enjoyed the presentation.